Mini-san, konnichiwa! Today's episode is about Japan. I hope you enjoy, so let's get right into it. Japan is an island country located in the North Pacific Ocean in Eastern Asia. It is 377,950 square kilometers large and has a population of 126.5 million people. Its capital is Tokyo, the official language is Japanese, and the currency is the Japanese yen. Now on to Japanese cuisine. Dishes to try include sushi, which is fish and rice rolled up in seaweed, tofu, which is soy milk curds, ramen, which are noodles typically enjoyed with a savory broth alongside meat or vegetables, tamagoyaki, which is a rolled up omelette, onigiri, which is balls of rice with a filling that are wrapped up in nori seaweed, wagashi, which is a Japanese sweet, and a beverage to wash all that down with I would recommend would be genmaicha, which is a green tea with brown rice. Now on to history. Japan's story began with migrations of nomadic people from the Asian mainland. Across now submerged land bridges, gradually a society evolved into a feudal system of warlords and an aesthetic of profound elegance. The early Jomon period marks the beginning of Japanese civilization, with pottery dating back to around 8000 BC, some of the world's oldest. In a brief 600 years, between 300 BC and AD 300, Japan was transformed from a land of nomadic hunting and gathering communities into one of stationary farming villages, and by the 8th century AD, powerful clans had emerged, which concluded to the rise of the great shogunates and the samurai warlords, which are engraved in the Japanese culture, ways of thinking and behavior that persist even today. By the time of the Edo period, 1600 to 1868, Japan was a powerful military state, yet isolated from the rest of the world. Edo, now known as Tokyo, became one of the world's greatest cities, and is thought to have had a population in excess of 1 million people at the beginning of the 18th century, greater than London or Paris at the time. With the Meiji Restoration in 1868, Japan embraced Western ideas and technology. The country modernized rapidly, and by the early 20th century was becoming increasingly militaristic and expansionist, traits that would lead towards the devastation of World War II. Japan since World War II. Post-war Japan is a story of remarkable recovery. The country rehabilitated internationally with the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, after which the economy continued to go from strength to strength. The last 2 decades have seen economic stagnation, although as the world's third largest economic power, having lost second place to China in 2010, it remains a wealthy country. Now on to places to visit. Places to visit include Mount Fuji, Osaka Castle, Meiji Shingo, and Imperial Palace. And if visiting with kids, places to visit include Tokyo Disneyland, Odaiba, and Universal Studios Japan. In conclusion, Japan is a futuristic and beautiful country with lovely people, beautiful nature, and a rich history. I would highly recommend going there. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. See you until next time. Sayonara!